Grouse are a group of birds from the order Galliforms that typically inhabit temperate and subarctic regions of the northern hemisphere, from pine forests to moorland and mountainside. Like many other Galliforms, the males of these heavily built birds often sport incredibly elaborate ornamentation, such as crests, fantails, and inflatable brightly colored patches of bare skin. This time, stay with us, as we are looking at 6 of the most beautiful grouse in the world. The pinnated grouse, or greater prairie-chicken, is a year-round resident in disjunct populations in the Midwest of North America. This species was once abundant, but has become extremely rare and extirpated over much of its range due to habitat loss, as native prairie was converted to farmland. In fact, it was almost extinct in the 1930s due to hunting pressure and habitat loss. In Illinois alone, in the 1800s, the prairie chicken numbered in the millions. It was a popular game bird and is currently on the verge of extinction, with the wild bird population at around 200 in Illinois in 2019. It now only lives on small parcels of managed prairie land. Throughout North America, it is thought that their current population has declined severely to approximately 500,000 individuals. Today, this beautiful bird is evaluated as near threatened on the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List of Threatened Species. The greater sage-grouse, scientifically known as Centrocercus europhasianus, is the largest grouse in North America, where its range is sagebrush country in the western United States and southern Alberta and Saskatchewan in Canada. It was known as simply the sage-grouse until the Gunnison sage-grouse was recognized as a separate species in 2000. Like many other grouse, this species is notable for their elaborate courtship rituals. Each spring, males congregate in leks and perform a strutting display, where groups of females observe these displays and select the most attractive males with which to mate. Though the greater sage-grouse as a whole is not considered endangered by the IUCN, local populations within its range may be in serious danger of extinction. Residential building and energy development have impacted sagebrush steppe this bird calls home and caused the total population to decline from 16 million 100 years ago to between 200,000 and 500,000 today. The rock ptarmigan is a sedentary species which breeds across Arctic and subarctic Eurasia and North America on rocky mountainsides and tundra. It is the official bird for the Canadian territory of Nunavut, where it is known as the akigik, and the official game bird for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. In Japan, it is known as the raicho, which means thunderbird, and is the official bird of Gifu, Nagano, and Toyama prefectures. It is a seasonally camouflaged species where in winter its plumage is completely white, except for the black outer tail feathers and eyeline. But in spring or summer, the feathers would molt from white to brown. Unlike many Arctic bird species, ptarmigan do not gain substantial mass to hibernate over winter. Rock ptarmigan are common and widespread in their far northern range. Partners in Flight estimates a global breeding population of 8 million and rates the species an 8 out of 20 on the Continental Concern score, indicating a species of low conservation concern. The black grouse is a sedentary bird that spans across the Palearctic in moorland and steppe habitat when breeding, often near wooded areas. They will spend the winter perched in dense forests, feeding almost exclusively on the needles of conifers. But throughout the spring and summer, they tend to favor open spaces to seek potential mates and raise broods, switching their diet to berries. They are adapted to an extensive array of habitats across Eurasia, though most frequently utilize the transitionary zones between forests and open clearings. Although this species has declined throughout most of its range in Western Europe due to loss of habitat, disturbance, and predation by other animals, it is not considered to be vulnerable globally due to the large global population of 15 to 40 million individuals. The sooty grouse, scientifically known as Dendrogapus fuliginosus, is a unique species of forest-dwelling bird native to North America's Pacific coast ranges. While most bird species have a consistent number of tail feathers, usually around 10 of them, the sooty grouse, however, can have from 15 to 22. And unlike their close relative, the dusky grouse of the Rockies, sooty grouse display from perches high up in trees. Their deep, rhythmic hooting calls are loud, but can be difficult to locate. In winter, these birds mainly eat fir and Douglas fir needles, but in summer, they eat other green plants and insects, and in spring, they enjoy a diet that consists more of berries, leaves, and flowers. Today, these grouse are experiencing some population decline from habitat loss at the southern end of their range in Southern California, where their status is now classified as at risk. Currently, the species is of low conservation concern, but if a decline in old-growth forests persists, the risk of endangerment will increase. Found across Europe and the Palearctic, the gorgeous western capercaillie is renowned for its courtship display. Groups of males would do courtship display just after dawn in early spring, holding their tail raised and fanned like a turkey. It is a huge game bird of conifer forest, adjacent moorland, and clearings with shrubs, mainly in wilder areas. Even though elusive mostly, the males of this species would go rogue and attack hikers occasionally. At one time, this species was present in all the taiga forests of the Palearctic in the mountain ranges of warm, temperate Europe. But the populations of Central Europe are now declining and fragmented, or possibly extirpated. The most serious threat to the species is habitat degradation, particularly conversion of diverse native forest into single-species timber plantations. But because of its large distribution range, the global population is listed as least concern by the IUCN.